Welcome back everyone to Let's Play Rule the Waves as Austria-Hungary. So I unfortunately have to keep my air conditioning unit on in the background. It's getting pretty hot. Normally I would turn it off actually, but the outside there's quite a ruckus going on outside of my place right now, so it might actually damp out some of the external noise as well. Anyway, we're back. So it was pointed out to me, thank you, by Blinson, that these are actually kind of not good because we don't have the right quality, and I just noticed myself, I don't know if this was available earlier, but I didn't do increased elevation either. And the significance of that is pretty huge. Let me demonstrate. So if we do this design and we go to gun data, what we're looking at here is a range of 12,400, and as far, okay, so 6746. But mainly the thing here is the max range, because as far as I know, accuracy is a percentage of your max range. So if you have a gun, I mean, the actual number, like if you have 50% accuracy at half your range or 80% accuracy at half your range, that's dependent on the gun quality and a lot of other research things. But whatever that number is, it does scale with the range. So basically, if you increased your max range by double, then wherever you were firing at, let's say it was 10% to fire, or 10% chance to hit from half range, well, that half range has now been doubled, so you have a better chance to hit from the same spot than you did before. That's my understanding of the mechanics, just to explain. So getting max range up high is actually pretty darn important. So when we upgrade this, we can see it goes up from, almost about 1,500, which is significant. I mean, we're talking about almost a 10% increase. On top of that, we do increased elevation, and now we're up to 15,000, which is over a 10% increase. So you can treat this, I don't know if it's a linear scaling with the range or whatever, but we can now just say that our guns are probably about 15% more accurate, which is pretty good. So I think it's worth doing, even though this is going to cost us a fair bit, and we'll go ahead and save this. So these Naval classes will be very decent ships as far as taking down other light cruisers go, and they already were, so we weren't too worried about that. But this is going to drop us down significantly, so we'll probably have to put a few of those on hold soon, but let's keep pushing. Okay. Oh my gosh, we would absolutely love another Achilles class. I was even thinking, well, we should really get some more of those. They're so good, but that helps. And I'll make this one the Sabo, because I didn't specifically rename one, and Martin has chosen to stick with the light cruisers for now. A valiant move. Okay, we want to raise expenditures for sure, because we don't have any. Alright, so we're going... Tensions have increased with Russia. Italy, unfortunately, stays low. We wouldn't mind... Okay, France would be just a joke. I wouldn't want that, but all these... advances we're getting are going to help. That's useful. These things are all coming at the right time. Yeah, whole construction, all those things are going to help when we get our final dreadnoughts. Because it is true, right now our dreadnoughts are actually lower tonnage than our battle cruisers by a significant amount. I mean, our battle cruisers are just better almost in every way. So, that's something we want to eventually fix. Okay, so pushing on. Battle turn away. The Austro-Hungarian Navy turns away anyway, so that's useless to us. Excuse me. I actually didn't check. Did we make a mistake? I don't know what fire control we were using, but I think I forgot to upgrade the fire control, which is... Geez. Nope, we had improved director. Okay, so at least I got one thing right. Okay, so we have some people finishing their construction, which is really not a moment too soon. And that's going to help our budget significantly. Okay, good. So now we have decent Naval class ships. Quite decent. Now they're short range, so what we should do is probably get 3 of them to move over. Let's get the bottom 3 to move over to West Africa right away, because I do want some there. And now I want to check just for... Oh, okay. We'll go for the win. I don't particularly want to go to war with the US, but... Oh, this is nice too. Now when our ships are turning, we take a reduced penalty to our accuracy. It doesn't say anything about West Africa being overburdened. It's here. Yeah, we're... Oh, actually... is it because we took over these other ports? How's Senegal? Oh, wow. Senegal's base capacity is 40. Yeah. So we actually have plenty now. What did Middle Congo? Yeah, both of these from... We took these from Italy. No, France, right? France. So both of those were pretty serious big bases. We're only up to 24 in Angola, which is the one I kept upgrading. The rest of them are 5. So now if we want to upgrade, we'll upgrade at Senegal. But for now, we don't need to, because we have a pretty good amount of ships there. So, and I mean, they're well under the capacity is what I meant to say. That even though we have a number of ships there, we have plenty of room for more. Okay. So just waiting for all or nothing, and Wargames keeps telling me I have to build a new dreadnought to even get the next one, the all or nothing, because that's just the way Murphy's Law works. Ah, damn un-Austrian. What the bloody hell is going on here? 28 additional submarines, oh my gosh. Of course, sir. Hey, we'll take the budget. I'll wait 6 months, so we'll wait for May, and then I'll start building them. That is incredible, though. Okay, one thing we have to do as well is we have to pause the building of these 3 submarines so that they don't finish before they check up on me. Because even if you finish, it still expects 31 in the queue, which is kind of a game bug, but we can solve that just by halting these so that they are still being built. Whoops. We'll get there eventually. We can pause these so that they're still being built when the check is done, and I think I'll, just to be safe, do it in April. What? Come on, Kaiser? I know palaces and luxurious yachts are extremely important. I'm a man of the people, and the people love palaces for the ruler. But still, we need something for the Navy. I don't think we need the tension up even at this point. I think that protest energetically is enough, because who cares? Our prestige is so high right now, it just doesn't matter. Okay, so 2 more months, then we have to build submarines. Oh, how nice. This is perfect timing. So very rarely does this happen where you get a breakthrough right at the point where you need it. And that's... Oh, okay. So now it's possible for us to go to war. And I think it's time for us to unpause all this stuff, which means that positive budget, kiss it goodbye. 28, are you kidding me? 28. Now it doesn't say what kind we need to build. So in theory we could just build these, which would be significantly cheaper. In fact, I'm going to do a little bit of damage control here. We'll get 10 of these, and because they just don't cost as much. They cost half as much to build, so we're not royally screwed. But we're also going to get a bunch of these because they are better. Okay, we need 31. How many do we have building? Like 23. Okay, we still need 8 more. How do I want to mix up the other 8? I think the budget is so in the tank right now that we're probably going to have to... You know what? We'll just do it with the medium range. You know, I'm not just expecting, I'm hoping that in the next war we use our submarines almost entirely to win, because we just don't have the budget for ships because it's all spent on those damn submarines. I think that this is probably going to be our answer. Unrust is 0, so I think we need to do this. Okay, fine. Very good. We survived. Our budget is not looking good, but we have... Okay, there it is. So it did happen after May, as I expected. We need budget at, like, we'll sacrifice anything for budget right now. 11-inch guns, very unimportant. I think we just got 11-inch quality 0 guns. Now they upgraded them. Wow. You know, what would be nice is if they worked on some of the other more important things, like... I don't know, any of these, 14, 15, 16, or 17. If we can get quality 1, 17, 16, or 15, those will end up being the ones we put on our dreadnought. Because I think for min-max purposes, the quality 1 overrides any other concerns we have. And we can possibly do quadruple turrets, which is going to be absurd. So, yeah, come on, man. It's like they weren't listening at all. I just told you to focus on the bigger ones, not the 10-inch guns. Plus, the 10 and 11-inch are completely unused by my fleet. If you gave me 9-inch guns, at least my heavy cruisers could upgrade, but not the case. Oh, we can never trust France. This is a no-brainer. Budget up and insulting the French, who have absolutely nothing for us. Okay, keep pushing on. This is probably the last turn we'll get. We can squeeze out one more. Only 4 or 5 more months. I was thinking actually of scrapping some of these submarines right after I had asked for them to be built, because we'd only built them for 2 months or so. It wouldn't have cost that much to scrap. But we'll just try to do the best we can to get them into service. We can always halt them. And we got a few more that should save a little bit on the budget. Actually, yeah, our funds are going up even though our monthly balance is negative. Ah! There it is! We did it, War Games. We did it. Amazing. Well, this is the single most important breakthrough for our dreadnoughts. Very important. I'm just trying to think. It comes at kind of a bad time. I mean, quote unquote, kind of a bad time. A really bad time for us. Because, yeah, we have absolutely no ability to build anything. It's humorous to play around with the design. What are we kind of looking at here? I mean, this is so cool. A little bit of bug. This is fixed with the newest patch. I'm on 1.26 beta, beta 2, I guess. But, oh, look at that. All or nothing. I'm so happy. They put caliber 4? No, sir. At least caliber 5, because these are quality 1, and we'll have them in double turrets. Oh my gosh, this is fantastic. That is beautiful. And you know what? We can always go larger. We can go much larger. I think... I mean, I'm sure that some people are going to ask me to go as large as possible. And there's some merit to that, just to have some fun, unbeatable ships. But it's not smart in terms of having enough ships to prevent a blockade. Because remember, it doesn't matter if this is 50,000 tons or 10,000 tons. It counts for the same number of blockade points. So I'm not sure we'll be able to, in the end, get like the most absurd ship. Maybe at the very end I can design one if we win the next war. But I still need a stopgap before that. Before we get the impossible class. And there's no way this would be called that, by the way. Absolutely no way. I'm actually trying to think of what name we could give to this. The Vienna's not bad, because that seems to represent a lot of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. Anyway, we got to sit on that for a while anyway, since the budget won't allow us to do anything, so... Okay. Oh my gosh, another one. We'll take it. Those Achille classes are so good. We'll get this one the Martin, just because if you take a light cruiser, you aren't going to probably receive as much glory in battle. But I'll try to get you in there a few times. Okay. This will be good for our arms industry. Sensitive. And I don't care. We'll take anything for the budget. I don't care if we give away free technology. More important is just keeping us afloat. Just a little bit longer. We're almost there. Let's see. Goodwill visit. Oh, they asked me about this French ship. If that's the best we can do, if that's the best they can do, we have nothing to fear from France. We could do this, which I think is prestige down, but budget up. Okay, let's do this. Yeah, I don't like the politicians anyway. I mean, I'm a man of the people, as I said. Sure, I understand the purposes of palaces, multiple palaces, but I'm a man of the people. Admiral Tortuga will be remembered as such. The way he drove his budget into the ground, the way he constantly drove up unrest levels during the wars, just no question about it. I cannot wait for these again. It's just such a good ship. Only 7,100 tons. That's pretty heavy. I mean, that's not absurd by any means for a light cruiser. It's on the heavier range, but this thing is so powerful for a 7,100 ton cruiser. If you go back, obviously this is a different time period, but if you go back to some of my other Let's Play series, around, I think I made like 6,000, 7,000 ton cruisers in the very beginning of the games, and this would just completely destroy those, hands down. So, exciting stuff. What? Sabo, you're overweight. What's the deal with this, buddy? I'm actually really kind of annoyed by that because I specifically left tonnage free. Well, I'm gonna have to take a look at that. I don't know what that means. If it slowed us down, I don't remember. Okay, Russia. Yeah, we don't really care, but there's no budget down. I don't care about increasing tensions with Russia, really. So if there's no budget issue between these two, I'll just take basically the do nothing about it. Oh my gosh, I didn't really think that the conference would succeed. Holy cow. Oh my gosh. Alright, we're in real trouble now. I've gone and messed up in a terrible way. Yeah. Okay, so it looks like 18,000 tons and 12. It doesn't look like this kind of expands as you go forward in time, which would make more sense. 18,000 tons and 12-inch guns is just absurd in December 1923. So that doesn't really make sense to me. But, okay, this is the beautiful thing. Look at the scrapping that Great Britain had to do. They had to scrap 4 dreadnoughts. And one of those might have been 1 month away from completion, which means you wasted like $100 million on something, and then you just had to throw it away. France had to get rid of 4. Italy only had to get rid of 1. Russia had to get rid of 3. This is great, actually. And I know we don't have anything. All we have is our light cruisers, our Achilles, which are overweight. Martin. So we have 4 more from Germany, 4 from the United States, and we didn't lose anything. Well, you know what? That's kind of cool. Let's do it, actually. Let's do it. Let's make a absurd... What? Okay, well, let me see what kind of options we have in terms of... I forgot our naval guns. So we could get 11-inch guns. We can also do 12-inch guns, but those are not quality 1 yet. I would prefer getting 12-inch with quality 1, so we might hold off a month or 2. But what we could do, and this is insane, but I guess there's 2 ways of approaching this. The first thing we could do is nothing with the heavier ships, which is probably the smartest thing. We could just invest heavily in our Achilles-class ships. Okay, so why are they overweight? 30 is what I gave them, I'm pretty sure. If we open this for redesign, they're still underweight. Can I just open this design? Oh, I see. I see. No, this is if I was to build it now. So of course there's a weight savings because there's been technological improvements. I really don't know what the overweight issue is because we're still at 30. I guess it means it might sink a little faster, which is not, well, it's not good, but it didn't hurt its speed, and I don't... If these guys are going to be sunk, it's going to be by battle cruisers or dreadnoughts, and that's it. I'm confident enough in these Achilles class, and I'm not joking here, that I would actually send these up against heavy cruisers. I don't think the world has those anymore. Those are just a relic of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, and there it is. So Great Britain's building one probably because of the 18,000 ton limit, but this is so cool that the 2 dreadnoughts... Wait, these 2 dreadnoughts building, do they add up to 36? That's way more than 36. How come those did not get canceled? Does Italy... I mean, we do get to squeeze a little bit extra out. Remember that for limited democracies, not for liberal democracies, so Great Britain, France, and the United States, these all have to adhere to the conference rules directly. But the limited democracies, the autocracies, we can squeeze an extra 10% out, which means our ships will actually be limited to 19,800. That's pretty good, actually. So 19,800 with, I think 12-inch guns is still doable. That. Yeah, I'll keep it in the back of my mind. We probably won't do it this episode. I'll maybe even see what the feedback is from people, and then we'll just. It's probably smarter to wait and just build more Achilles, to build more Spalato class destroyers. These are just also beast torpedo boats, true torpedo boats. Cheap, extremely cheap, 35,000. These Achilles class, slightly more expensive torpedo boats, but beastly in the waters, and I'm really looking forward to those. Those are going to sink a lot of ships. 30 knots versus 35, so even the light cruisers are still pretty fast. I know that we can get 36 knots eventually, but I don't know what limits that, so we'll just have to wait and see. Okay, let's push on maybe a couple more turns, then we'll call this video to a close, and then I'll wait to hear from you guys what the feedback is as far as what we should do with this peace treaty. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we can kill them, no problem. Oh, but not without additional funding. Of course, we will always play the budget card. I don't care about the prestige. Okay, we're up to 68. We were up to 68 again, so we're back down to 67. Whoop-de-doo. No big deal. Alright, one more turn. Max dock size, not going to be useful considering the conference treaty, the disarmament treaty. We will back them unconditionally, of course. Things are really creeping up with France. Now, does France have anything? I'm not sure France even has anything we can really... Let's take a look. Well, they have Tunisia. I don't think we'd be able to take... No, southern France is probably a restricted... Whoops. France, I guess we could go into the Caribbean. Or we could take our... we could claim our stake in Asia. Yeah, this is absurd. Somebody mentioned this, but Great Britain has the entirety of the Indian Ocean. That is insane. But they've come along for the ride with our wars, and we've been extremely successful, so they have reaped the benefit of that. Savo's ready. Yeah, I still think those ships will be pretty good. And when you redesign them, I think that bonus goes away. So we could always just redesign it if anything happens, like Advanced Director. Although I'm not sure Advanced Director goes to light cruisers. Okay, well, you see now they're getting me the bigger guns, but we can't use them. The quality 1, like we were doing the quality 1 11-inch, then 10-inch. What happened to the 12-inch? Or 9-inch? Just anything other than the two you picked would have been great. But that's fine. We'll live with it. So our budget's starting to increase again, so we could build a few more, and this is probably the best place to stop. Maybe one more month. Okay, we got a few more. Oh, yeah, so these are the coastal ones. They build pretty quickly, which is good to see. We don't really care. Budget, prestige, tension, that all sounds good. I wouldn't mind going to war with Russia, to be honest. That would mix it up. Although they don't really have any holdings we could take. Yeah, we'd have to go into Northern Europe, which I really don't want. In fact, if it came down to it, I would just take nothing. And that, I think, just translates into an increase of yearly budget overall, which is what I would do. Okay, so they want to buy something, go ahead. They are my enemy now, but I still think the money is worth it, so. Very good, so we have the budget to do whatever we want. I'm going to call this video to a close here and open it up to your suggestions. I probably will build more Achilles and maybe a few more Spalato classes no matter what. But should we go ahead and risk with the treaty getting our 19,800 ton ships? Or should we just hold off and get a few of the lighter ships until we can build the super dreadnoughts? Let me know what you think. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.